I've been in the video editing industry for over 5 years at this point. I landed my first ever freelance editing client at the age of only 15 years old, and after that I managed to build a 6-figure content agency, and then I helped dozens of other people do the same thing as well. And I noticed that most video editors and content agency owners really struggle with sales. For some reason, they have a difficult time getting other people to buy their services at the price point at which they want to charge. And in this video, I'm going to give you 10 of the biggest lessons that I've learned about sales over the last couple of years in this industry. And I really hope that if you just watch this video until the end, take notes from it, and start implementing every single one of the lessons into your life, you will start making more money in the creative space, and you will have a much easier time convincing others to give you money for your services. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. The first lesson is that you need to have unwavering belief in your service. At the end of the day, sales is basically about energy and belief transfer. So if you don't genuinely believe that your service is worth the money and it's an amazing service, right? Then you will always struggle trying to get someone else to say yes to you. And the reason for this is because if you subconsciously don't believe that what you're trying to sell is worth the price tag, you will sabotage the sale in some way, shape, or form. It could manifest in many different ways on a sales call, for example, but you will find a way to mess it up. So it's really important that if you know deep down that your editing skills could be a little bit better, you should learn a little bit more about, copywriting, or you should learn a little bit more about how to pace a video well, or sound design, or After Effects, then go ahead and dive deep into the softwares, dive deep into the educational videos, buy a program, right? And really sharpen your skill sets until you feel fully confident. Now, I'm not saying that you need to wait until you're one of the best to start making money. Absolutely not. But if you want to charge the highest of the highest prices, then your skills also need to match that, because otherwise you will not believe that it's worth it, and you will find ways to subconsciously sabotage the sale. Then the second lesson is that you need to develop depth of knowledge. You need to develop expertise in whatever niche of videos you are trying to sell in, right? So whether you're trying to sell documentaries, you're trying to sell vlogs, gaming video edits, short form content, sit down videos like this one, it doesn't really matter. You need to really focus on becoming a true expert at that one style of editing. There is this saying that specialists make way more than generalists, and it is absolutely true. If you want to become one of the highest paid editors or one of the highest paid content agency owners, you should really just specialize in on one segment of the market, become really good at that, study all the top creators in that space, and take notes from what are the things that they are doing right, implement those things in your service as well. And if you can build that depth of expertise, then people are going to refer you more clients, because they will know that you are the go-to guy or girl for documentaries or gaming edits or whatever it is that you specialize in. Then lesson number 3 is to always qualify your prospects. Now, what I mean by this is what most people do when they get on a sales call with someone or they get in the DMs is they just try to sell them off the bat. They don't ask any qualifying questions. They don't try to identify what their problem is. And also, most people don't realize that 99% of the clients pretty much on the marketplace at this point have been burned by some freelancers or agencies before in the past. Whether it was poor communication, not delivering the videos on time, not being creative with the edits, right? It doesn't matter what the previous editors and agencies done wrong to them. It means that the clients on the marketplace are pretty jaded. So if you just get on a call with someone, or if you just get in the DMs and you just try to push them your service, and you don't actually try to understand their situation and qualify them for your service in the first place, they're not really going to trust you most likely. However, if you do the qualifying process correctly, let's say on a sales call, then what the prospect is going to feel is that, wow, this person really knows what to look for. They really know my problems, and they are going to trust you way more and be way more likely to end up signing a high ticket monthly retainer with you at the end. Then the fourth lesson is that your offer is not your product. Now, what I mean by this is there are people throwing out crazier and crazier offers on the marketplace, like I'm going to make you 50 shorts and get you 1 million views in 30 days, or I will boost your average view duration by 200% on your YouTube videos. And don't get me wrong, I like the idea of creating an appealing offer, and it is something that you need. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that people are actually not buying into an offer, because an offer can be easily replicated. Somebody could just literally copy paste the same text that you use in your bio and have the same offer as you. What people actually buy into is not your offer, but you as a person, right? You as an editor or you as an agency owner. So you need to realize this and act accordingly, right? Don't be afraid to show your face. Don't be afraid to share some personal things, share some actual valuable content with your face in it to build up that trust between the client and you. And first, you need to sell the client on you, the fact that you are going to work hard, you are going to over deliver, and you are someone worth trusting, and not just your offer, right? Your offer is just the icing on the cake. It can help to push the prospect over the fence if they are a bit hesitant, but until they've actually bought into you as a person, as a human being, they're never gonna buy your offer blindly. Then the fifth lesson is to have standards. People who don't have standards don't have any respect for themselves, and people can genuinely sense that, right? So what I mean by this is you don't want to work with every single person who ever gets on a call with you. If somebody is disrespectful, if someone doesn't appreciate your work, if somebody isn't looking for the qualities that you might have, right? If someone isn't willing to pay the price that you are trying to charge, then just don't work with them. The moment you start really compromising on your standards is the moment that you lose respect for yourself. And I know it can be very tempting to take that extra few $100s, even from a client who seems like an absolute douchebag and a nightmare to work with. The moment you start doing that, you will, again, not respect yourself. You will not have this confidence anymore. And on the other hand, the moment you start turning down some clients because you believe that they are not the best fit for you, you will have even more confidence to sell those people who are a great fit for you, because you've actually turned down real life money to make basically plays for the better clients, right? What I'm trying to say is that the moment you start saying no to those people who don't deserve your work and your time, you will actually have more, obviously, time and energy for the better clients, and you will also feel more motivated to sell those people because you've actually turned down some opportunities to make room for them. Then the sixth lesson is to always keep your pipeline full. The best way to become better at sales is to not have too much stress on any one given opportunity, right? If you are that person who doesn't have any prospects, any opportunities for the foreseeable future in their calendar, you will stress so much about that one sales call that comes in every once in a while. And that stress and that kind of like anxious energy is really going to come off wrong on the call, and people will feel that you are desperate for that sale, you are desperate for the money, and they will be actually way less likely to want to work with you. So the best way actually to become better at sales is to become better at filling your calendar with opportunities, because you know that if you have 6 more sales calls lined up for the next 2 weeks, then even if this one specifically doesn't convert, or if this specific person doesn't become a client, it doesn't matter because I have so many more opportunities to sell, right? And that's going to make you feel way more calm on the sales call, and it's going to also give off an energy that the client needs you more than you need them. If this is something that you want help with, and if you are struggling with booking appointments, even improving your service, and just in general becoming a better freelancer, then I do have something for you which you might find interesting. It is called Creator Syndicate, and it is my private community where I host live calls every single week with all the members. You can ask any questions directly from me. You can have me review your sales calls, your outreach script, your videos even, right? And get feedback on how you could improve them. And we have also literally at this point around 100 hours of valuable step-by-step training on not only all the best editing softwares like Premiere Pro and After Effects and DaVinci, but also how to get more clients as a freelancer, how to go full-time, and so many other amazing things. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead and click the first link in the description, and hopefully I will see you on our next group call. Lesson number 7 is to understand the difference between negotiation and objection handling. Not every single objection is an actual objection, right? right? What I mean by this is if you get on a sales call with someone, you've talked to them for, like 45 minutes, let's say, and they seem really into what you are offering, but they tell you that, look, I just can't afford this. Like, I physically don't have the budget for this video. Then it could be the fact that they either don't see the value in it, but also it could be that they simply don't have the budget for it, but they still might want to work with you. So there is always room for negotiation, right? You could maybe offer to do the videos at a slightly lower level of editing throughout most of the video after the first couple of minutes, and make the first couple of minutes highly edited to hook people in the beginning, right? And that way you could maybe lower the amount of work you need to do on the video by 50%, and also lower the price of the video by, let's say, 30%. So you're actually making more per hour if you do that, Or maybe they like what you offer, they like the pricing, but one of your packages just doesn't really fit what they are looking for. Well, maybe then you can just take out a couple videos from it, adjust the price accordingly, and then you can move forward, right? So you really want to identify whether the thing that's stopping you from signing the client and getting the deal closed on the call or in the DMs is a real objection, or if it's actually just something that you need to negotiate with them. There is a difference between the two. A true objection is basically just wanting to delay making a decision. It's a smoke screen from the client side. And objections can be overcome best by asking more questions back that really just kind of like shine light on the fact that they have this warped or distorted version of reality in their head, which is stopping them from making a decision and moving forward. But on the other hand, negotiations are also a real thing where they want to work with you. They decided that you are the guy they want to work with, but just something is off. Something needs to be negotiated. And in that case, you need to be able to identify that and not treat it like a real objection. Because if you treat a negotiation thing like an objection, that's just going to push the client away and they're not going to close. Lesson number 8 is don't be fake. There's nothing that I hate more in a sales call than someone who comes on the call and tries to act like they have been my childhood friend for 15 years, right? Whenever I get on a sales call on someone else's program or something I'm trying to buy, and they treat me like they are my buddies and they are like, yo, what's up, Vince? How you been, my friend? Like, how are the kids? I don't have any kids, but they try to be just overly friendly. I hate that. I see right through it. And everybody else does as well who you are trying to sell to. If you're trying to sell high ticket creative services, you're selling to business owners. You're not selling to idiots most of the time. These are successful and smart people. So what I would recommend you instead is just to get on a call, and pretty much you can establish a little bit of like breaking kind of like the silence by being friendly in the beginning for like the first half a minute, whatever. I'm usually just like, hey John, how are you doing? Thank you for taking the time out of your day today. I know you're probably super busy as well. So if you don't mind, I would love to just get straight into it with you. I'm first gonna ask you some questions to understand, a bit more about your business, exactly what your needs are. And then I could explain to you our packages accordingly, pricing, and go into any questions. Sounds good? And then we move forward, right? Obviously they would answer me in the beginning part as well, but I'm not trying to like drag that beginning section out for 5-10 minutes. I pretty much get on the call, I welcome them, obviously, say hi to them, and then I immediately pretty much take the control, establish authority, and tell them how the rest of the call is going to go. Lesson number 9 is to have urgency. Now, I know this is going to sound a little bit more philosophical, but basically, if you in your personal life don't have any urgency, meaning you are not acting like you are not going to live forever, then other people that you get on a call with are also not going to treat you with urgency and treat the decision on whether they should work with you or not with urgency. So it's like, if you are busy in your personal life and you are genuinely moving quickly, right? You make your decisions fast, you get your tasks done quickly, right? You're actually living life with urgency, then the people you get on a sales call with, let's say, they are going to see that, they're going to sense that, and they will respect you back by making a decision either on the call or very shortly after, right? And the deal will move quickly. However, if you in your personal life are not busy and you're not living with urgency and like we are not gonna live forever, then other people you get on a call with are going to reflect the same behavior to you, and they will tell you, oh, I will get back to you in a week, let's get started on this maybe next month, and they're gonna reflect the same energy back to you. So it's like how you are, other people will be acting gravitating towards you as well. So it's important to cultivate a sense of urgency in your personal life as well. And even outside of business, it will serve you well. And lesson number 10 is that you cannot lie to yourself, okay? The moment you start lying to yourself in your personal life about basically behaviors you're doing that you know you shouldn't be, and you're giving into your vices, at that moment, you're losing self-respect bit by bit, right? Like every time you're doing that thing which you know you shouldn't be doing, you are just losing a little bit of yourself. You're losing a little bit of your confidence. And if you have a lot of negative habits, a lot of vices in your life at the moment, then you are losing your self-respect and self-esteem in 100 different ways every single day. And the problem with this is, like I said, sales is about energy transfer. So if currently you have zero self-esteem and you have zero confidence, then people are going to sense that and they are not going to want to work with you. So in my opinion, the world isn't as it is as you are, right? So the moment you start working on yourself, you start working on your habits and get into self-improvement and trying to, live a better life every single week, other people are going to sense that and they will respect that. And it will, funny enough, actually show in your sales conversions as well. I know it sounds kind of crazy. I know it sounds woo-woo, but I've genuinely noticed this in not only my personal life, but also a bunch of our students' lives as well, who we work with in either our coaching company, Grow Creatives, or in our community, Creator Syndicate as well. So I really hope you found these 10 lessons insightful and interesting. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.